everybody, and welcome to this OET listening class today. My name is Grace, and I am Academic Director and OET teacher at Swoosh English. So I will be your teacher for the session today. Thank you so much for joining me. Throughout the class, it would be great for everyone to participate. So write your comments in the chat, leave your comments below so that I can have a look and see what you're saying in answer to my questions. Please feel free to participate as much as possible throughout the class. So it's great to have everybody here. Drop me a comment and let me know where you're listening from. It's great to see where everyone is today. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the class with you. Let's get started, shall we? So the aims of the lesson today, we are going to focus on listening part B. So if this is a part of the OET exam that you find particularly challenging, then you're in luck because we're going to look at lots of different tips and advice for listening part B today. We will analyze and practice essential skills to assist you in scoring higher in the listening test. And we're going to look at sample part B questions. So that's everything that you've got to look forward to today. Now I'm just having a look and I can see that people are already saying hello. We've got people watching from Nigeria, Botswana, Greece, Pakistan, and Ghana. That's excellent. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Now, before we get started with the class, I've got something very exciting to tell you about, which is our free online OET preparation masterclass. So I would like to invite everybody watching here today to come and get more expert tips and advice to help you pass your exam the first time. So in our OET preparation masterclass, you will have exam preparation strategies and methods, lots of tips and activities on all 4 OET skills. Your questions will be answered live, so you can come to the class prepared with your questions, which we will answer for you, and other bonuses and a special surprise. So if that sounds like something you would be interested in, all you have to do to join is find the link and register. So if you're watching the class today from YouTube, go to the description and click on Show More, and you will find the masterclass link below. So click on that link and sign up for our free masterclass. Now, if you are watching from Facebook, go to the description and you will find the link there. So you can also check out the comments. So I am going to post the link in the comments for you right now so that you can have access to that masterclass link. So I hope everyone's excited. I know that I am. If you are interested in getting some more tips and advice for how to pass the listening exam or all parts of the OET test, in fact, then please do come and join our masterclass. Once you've clicked on that link, you just need to input your name and email. So it's very, very easy, and I hope that everyone does sign up and join us in a masterclass very soon. So if you have any questions, you can always email us at inquiries@swooshenglish.com. Just write masterclass and our team will get in touch with you and help you get set up. Okay, so let's get started with the class today. Now, I would like to know from everybody, what is your biggest challenge with OET listening part B? So I want to know from everybody, write to me in the comments and let me know the biggest challenge that you have with OET listening part B. So it is definitely challenging, the listening test. Lots of people struggle. I would like to know, what do you struggle with in particular? So thank you, everybody. Let's have a look and see. Okay, so some people are mentioning about not hearing the answer the first time. That can definitely be a struggle, and it can really help if you know the right techniques to use. The options looking very similar. Yes. So of course, in listening part B, you have to choose from 3 answer options, and sometimes they might look similar, so that can be difficult. It's important to know the difference in meaning between each of the 3 options. What else do people find challenging with OET listening part B? Yep, to find the answer. Definitely to find the answer. Well, don't worry, we're going to look at how to find the answer today. So I've got you covered, don't worry. Yeah, okay. So lots of people saying that being able to choose from the correct option is difficult. Well, today we're going to talk about how you can make that easier for yourself. Okay. So, is everyone ready for a quiz? We are going to have a quiz now to see how much you know about the listening test. So, the first question, how long is listening part B? So, write your answer into the chat. How many minutes do you have for listening part B? If you don't know, I invite you to guess. Okay. So that's question number 1. How long is listening part B? Okay. We got any answers coming in yet? 15 minutes, 30 minutes, some people saying 10 minutes. Okay, I'm not going to give the answers just yet. Next question. Oh, how many recordings will you hear? So we're looking for a number. How many recordings will you hear in listening part B? Okay, let's have a look. Lots of people answering. Great. Excellent. Some people saying, okay, 6 recordings, 3 recordings. Okay. I'll give you the answers in a minute. Lots of people saying 6. Okay, next question. What will you hear in the recordings? Okay. What type of audio will you hear? You can see lots of people getting the correct answers. Well done. So yeah, what will we hear in those recordings? Okay, good. So we might hear dialogue, okay. What type of dialogue? Oh, very good. Okay, I can see people getting the right answer. Well done. Okay, health professionals talking to each other. All right, next question. What type of task do you have to complete? So I've actually already seen someone answer this question. What is the task? What type of question do you have to complete? Okay. Very good. Great to see so many people participating. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Excellent. And the last question, how many marks are there? So for this part of the listening test, part B, how many marks can you get? Okay. Just give you a few moments to think about it. Oh, very, very good. Nice. Oh, well done. Okay, I think we have some OET listening experts in the class with us today because I can see lots of correct answers. Let's go through the answers now together. So how long is listening B? Around 6 minutes. So not so long for listening part B. How many recordings will you hear? 6. So well done if you said 6. That was the correct answer. Well done. What will you hear in the recordings? Workplace consultations. So some people said, yes, workplace discussions. Two people having conversations, health professionals talking to each other, workplace extracts. Yeah, that's all correct. And the type of task is multiple choice questions. So well done, everyone, if you put multiple choice questions. And you might need to listen for gist, detail, purpose, or course of action. We'll look at that in more detail in a minute. And how many marks are there? There are 6 marks. So well done, everybody, if you got those answers correct. Now, let's have a look at an example task. So we've got an example task here. The first thing we have is a context statement. So a sentence that tells you what you're going to hear or who you're going to hear and just gives some context to the recording. And then a direct question. Sometimes you might have to complete a sentence, or like this one, you have to answer a question. And then you can see you have 3 options, A, B, and C. Now, how much time do you think we have for each question? What do you think? So before you hear the audio, you'll have 10 seconds to read the question and answer options, and then you will listen and answer the question. So you need to use those 10 seconds very wisely, and I'm going to talk to you today about how you can do that. So the first thing you need to do is to read the questions carefully before listening. So what should we do when we read the questions? Let's take this question as an example. You hear a pharmacist telling a patient about some medication. Why does she give verbal explanation of side effects? So the first thing to ask yourself, who is going to be speaking? Who will we be listening to? Well, we're going to listen to a pharmacist. Who are they going to be speaking to? In this case, they're going to be speaking to a patient. How many people are likely to be involved in the interaction? Well, we have a pharmacist and a patient, so 2 people. And then most importantly, what is the purpose of the interaction? So we know that the purpose is to discuss medication. The pharmacist is going to give a verbal explanation of the side effects. So before we even listen to the audio, we can really prepare ourselves very well for what we're going to hear. We know who will be speaking, how many people, and what they're going to talk about. So that's the first thing you should do when you have those 10 seconds to read the question. Next, identify the listening skill of the exercises. What type of listening do you need to do? Now, this relates to meta skills, so your ability to recognize what sorts of skills the exam questions are testing. So we need to know what exam skill we need to use here. So in listening part B, you will face OET listening questions which test for gist, which is the main idea of the audio, detail, so something more specific mentioned or said in the audio, course of action, what is going to be done or what needs to be done, or purpose, the reason for doing something. So these are the 4 main types of question. It really helps if you can identify the type of question before you listen. So let's go back to this example question. Which of these 4 question types do you think it is? Is it gist, detail, course of action, or purpose? Let me know in the comments. What does everybody think? I'll give you a few moments to consider this. All right, so what do we all think? What is the the type of listening that we're going to be doing here. Gist, detail, course of action, or purpose? Okay, well done, everybody. Let's have a look and see. So this is a purpose question, okay? Because the question is why. So if the question is asking why, we're probably listening for purpose. We want to know why a person is doing or saying something. So the reason. Let's have a look at this question now. What type of listening skill do we need to use here? You hear a nurse handing over to a colleague at the end of her shift. What must the colleague be sure to do? So are we looking for gist or listening for gist, detail, course of action, or purpose? What does everybody think? Okay. So look at the question. We're focusing on the question here. What do we think? Good. Okay, I can see lots of people putting purpose. Oh no, I think that was for the previous question. Let's have a look at this one. So what must the colleague be sure to do? We are listening for course of action, so what's going to be done, but also detail. So we need to be listening carefully here. Good, well done. I can see some people here putting course of action. Excellent. So we're listening in detail of what is going to be done next. Okay, another one. You hear a physician giving feedback to a junior doctor after a consultation role play. He says the most important aspect of a good consultation is, okay, we've got gist, detail, course of action, or purpose. What do we think is the correct answer? What type of listening skill do we need? So this type of question, we're completing the sentence. So we're not answering a question, we have to complete the sentence. So you'll have three options to choose from to complete this. Okay, got some answers coming in. Let's have a look. What type of listening skill? Gist, the main or key topic of the audio extract. Okay, so we've got to be listening out for the main idea. And when you get a question like this, the most important, you know you're going to be listening out for that type of language in the audio. And the speaker will usually indicate that by using that kind of language, or the main thing, the most important thing. Good, everybody, well done. So that brings us on to essential skill number 3. We need to listen for ideas, not just words. What does that mean? Well, unlike in part A, it is possible that none of the words from the question or options will be used in the actual recording. So you do need to listen carefully in order to make the correct selection. So this is because in part B and in part C, you're being tested on your ability to listen for the message rather than just the specific words. So you'll need to be able to identify paraphrased ideas. So two things you need to be aware of: paraphrasing. So this is when the same idea is described or said using different words. And distractors. So this is very, very common in part B and part C, where some words from the answer options will be mentioned, but they are there to distract you. They are not the actual correct answer. Let's have a look. So here's a question here again. The same one, you hear a pharmacist telling a patient about some medication. Why does she give a verbal explanation of the side effects? So we know we are trying to identify the reason. Look at the tape script on the right-hand side. What do you think the answer is? A, B, or C? I'll give you a moment to read the tape script and try to identify what you think the answer is. So I'll give everyone a few moments to identify the answer. Okay, and when you think you have the answer, you can pop that into the comments. So what do we think? A, B, or C? What do we think? Okay, so a few answers coming in now. Obviously, in the real listening test, we will not have access to the tape script, but for the sake of practice, it's really useful to have a look, see what is actually said, so we can really analyze it. Let's see. Now, if you said C, you were correct. Allow the patient to raise any concerns. So now let's have a look at paraphrasing. Was there any paraphrasing here in the audio transcript? Yes, there was. So the pharmacist said, I want to make sure I answer any queries you may have before you're discharged. So the pharmacist doesn't actually say, I want to allow you to raise concerns, as it says in the answer option. They use different words to express the same ideas, and this is paraphrasing. So answer any queries you may have means the same thing as allow the patient to raise concerns. Raising concerns means answering questions or having queries. So you can see that the language is different, but the idea is the same. And this is paraphrasing. So there we go. At the end there, it says, you should contact your doctor if you have any concerns. So we do actually see the word concerns used, but you needed to listen to the detail there to get the correct answer. Let's look at this other example here. So you hear a nurse handing over to a colleague at the end of her shift. What was the colleague sure to do? So we're listening for course of action. What do you think the answer is? Here is the tape script on the right-hand side. Have a read and try to find the answer. Now be aware of the fact that it might be paraphrased. So I'll just give everyone a moment to have a look and try to find the answer. Good, I can see some people commenting on the previous question, picking up on the paraphrasing. So well done, everybody. Excellent. Okay, I'll just give you a moment longer to analyze this tape script. And then once you think you have the answer, pop it in the chat and comment down below. Okay. Right. I think that's enough time. Let me reveal the answer was B. So who put B? If you put B, you are correct. Monitor the patient's vital signs. Now let's look at why B was the correct answer. So the nurse here says you'll need to check that his vitals are stable and unchanged from now. So we have got one word that's the same, vital, but in the answer option it says vital signs, and in the tape script it says vitals, but we know, of course, it's the same thing. Now, in the answer option it says monitor. In the tape script or the audio, the nurse says you'll need to check that they are stable and unchanged. But as you know, if you are checking that a patient's vital signs are stable and unchanged, that is a different way of saying monitor. So there we have the paraphrasing once again. Different words, same idea. Now, in this question, were there any distractors? Did you see any of the other answer options mentioned in the text or the audio? Let's have a little look. So there we have our answer B. If we look down here, Dr. Stone needs to determine. So there we go. Dr. Stone needs to determine if his blood culture is positive. So you can see that option C is actually mentioned here. Oh, there we go. So option C, check for a positive blood culture. And in the audio, the nurse does talk about the positive blood culture. However, this does not answer the question because the question is, what must the colleague be sure to do? And in the audio, the nurse talks about Dr. Stone. So Dr. Stone needs to check the patient's blood culture, but that is not what the colleague must be sure to do. So here is an excellent example of a distractor. We've got some of the words from option C mentioned, but this does not answer the question that we're being asked. So you have to be very careful because there are lots of distractors in this part of the listening test. Okay, well done, everybody. Now let's just review the skills that we've looked at today. So it's important to learn the format of this section of the exam, and I think everyone here has really understood that well, so well done. You should use your 10 seconds preparation time wisely to analyze the question and answer option keywords. The answer could be asking you to listen for gist, detail, purpose, or course of action. And the audio will make use of synonyms and other paraphrasing devices, so you should not expect to hear the answer option said in exactly the same way in the audio. And finally, be aware of distractors because you will definitely notice some of those. You need to make sure that you're listening very carefully and don't get caught out. Finally, practice makes perfect, which is why we are all here in the class today. So I want to remind everybody now of our masterclass because if you want more tips and advice, just like the ones I've given you in the class today, I would like to invite everybody here to join our masterclass. So I'm popping the link into the comments for you now, and I would really love as many people as possible to join us because in this masterclass, we provide you with exam preparation strategies and methods, just like the one. We also give you tips and activities, so practice activities with real OET sample questions. We answer your questions in our Q&A section, and also there's of course other bonuses and surprises along the way. So if you would like to join us in another OET class, all you have to do is click on the link and register. So if you're watching from YouTube today, you can find the link in the description. So click show more, and then you will find the masterclass link below. So there it is. If you're watching from Facebook, once again, go to the link in the description, and you can also check out the comments where I've posted that link for you. Once you've clicked on the link, all you have to do is put your name and email address, and you're signed up. But of course, if you have any further questions along the way and you'd like to get in touch with us, just email us inquiries@swooshenglish.com. And if you write masterclass, our team will be very happy to help get you set up. So I hope that you will join us for that. That's the end there. Okay, so before we go, I would just like everyone to post in the comments something that you learned about OET Listening Part B today. So something that you've learned in today's class that you will take with you into your OET exam preparation. What are you going to make sure you do going forward in your OET Listening Part B? One thing that you've learned, or maybe you've learned more than one thing. Excellent. Oh, okay. I've just seen a very interesting question in the comments here, which I'm going to answer from Babs, asking, should we read the question and then listen to the audio before looking at the answer options? Actually, no, Babs, I really recommend in that 10 seconds preparation time, you read the question and the answer options. Okay, so you can look at the keywords and think about how those answer options might be paraphrased in the audio, because then you're more ready to listen for the correct answer and also more prepared to hear paraphrasing and also those distractors that we talked about. So yes, Babs, I recommend in those 10 seconds, read the question and the answer options. That's a really good question, so thank you for sharing that. Okay, I can see lots of people mentioning things that they've learned today, keywords, how to listen for distractors. That's great. Excellent. Oh, and a few people have signed up for the masterclass. Excellent. Well, I'm really excited for everyone to join us. Thank you so much for joining me in the class today. I hope that you found it useful. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you very, very soon for more OET exam preparation. Thank you so much, everybody, and goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.